Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our RV lithium battery upgrade series. If you haven't checked out video number 1, I'll put a card up here somewhere for that, so go check that out. But today, video number 2, we're actually going to unbox our batteries and we're going to install them. So stay tuned. Packaged very well. Alright, so we got some foam. Oh wow, look at that. Nice. Okay. So now, yeah, packaged very well.
We're excited about this. What do you think?
And we have 2 of them. There we go. Alright. Number 2. Test it number 2. So these are RV300s. 300 amp hours of lithium, pure lithium power, and another RV300, so 600 total amp hours of lithium. 12 volt. Super excited. We've been waiting for lithium for a long time, and just, woo, it's the next step. Now we can boondock much longer. So excited. This is awesome. So today we're going to install the batteries, we're going to program our solar controller and our inverter charger to work with the new lithium technology. But before we do that, we're going to have to clean out our bay here, and you can see that we've got quite a bit of stuff to clean out. Let me get busy. I'm going to go grab Tina so she can give me a hand, and we'll get busy getting this cleaned out. Alright, so here's the plan. I'm going to install these batteries right about there, and I'm going to have them facing front, and I'll show you why. We step back over here where the existing batteries are. Here's my existing batteries. You can see all this junk. I still got to clean all this out, but all my cables are right here on this wall, so I'm going to run them through to the new batteries. That way the new batteries will be inside where it's kind of climate controlled. So let's do that first. And what I'm going to do, this surface here, let me show you right here, is rubber, but it's kind of hard rubber. So I'm going to take this yoga mat right here, and I'm going to cut it and fit a couple pieces of it underneath the new batteries. So it'll give them a little cushion, and you know, they won't be bouncing on this hard rubber going down the road. So let me get that done. Okay, so I got 2 of these cut, and I'm going to put them underneath the batteries, like I said, for cushion. And I'm going to mount the batteries right in the center of this compartment. Okay, so I've disconnected my solar panels. I've shut them off. I've shut off my inverter. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect these battery cables and get these batteries out of here. Wow, I forgot how heavy those little things are. So my plan is to take this positive cable and this negative cable and run them in to the new batteries. This positive cable is obviously not long enough, so I'm gonna have to make a new one. I've got a temperature sensor on my inverter charger and on my solar controller. So I was able to simply unplug the temperature sensor from the inverter charger, but on the solar controller I actually have to take the front panel off and unplug it. So while I've got everything disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, so now the temperature sensor has been disconnected. And the temperature sensor on the inverter charger is also disconnected. I just have to clip a zip tie and take that down. So no more temperature compensation for charging, which is really cool. I went ahead and took this battery box out. You can see here, I had to kind of move a couple things around, and there's where my cables are going through. And yeah, now I have all this real estate. Hopefully all my barbecue grills and stuff will fit in there. That'd be so awesome. All right, moving on. Okay, so I had to make a couple of cables like this. Luckily, my old negative cable was really too long, so I was able to use a couple of those short cables that I had the series and parallel connections on the old batteries together with to make this connection. And then I had some of these ends that I had left over from when I built these cables and put this system in the first time. So I got those cables made. I'll go ahead and hook it up to the batteries so that we can get power back on, and then I'll figure out how I'm going to make a little enclosure around these to kind of protect them. I've got my positive coming in from the inverter charger and the solar controller, and I got my negative coming in from the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook these batteries up in parallel. So I'm going to run a positive from one battery positive to the other battery positive, and then out, and then I'm going to run one from one battery negative to the other battery negative, and then out. So I'll end up with 600 amp hours. So I'm going to double the amperage, but they're going to remain 12 volt. These will actually charge more efficiently if you run a negative off of one of the batteries and the positive off the other battery, so that way you're forcing the charge through both. So that's what I'm going to do. Here's the new positive cable I made. So it's going to go like this. And I'm going to hook these positives up first, and then I'll hook the negatives up. Here's the negative cable that I made. And I made it so that it'll go over the top of this cable. Get this end attached. All right, so we got positive, positive and out, and negative, negative and out. We should be good. Okay, you can see here I got all my lumber cut, so I'm going to go ahead and make the frames to go around the batteries, and then we can get those all secured. Okay guys, I got the frame done and I got it put in around the battery, so I'm going to show you here in a second. You're probably going to think, wow, overkill, but I don't want these batteries to move. I also took some of that yoga mat and cut it and put it between the boards and the batteries, so there won't be any risk of them rubbing on the wood. I'm going to cut plywood to cover it, and it's strong enough that I can stack stuff on top of it for, you know, as far as storage, and it won't hurt the battery. So check this out. Okay, so here's what we got. A frame around the side. Whoa, there's the top. No, space is kind of limited in here. And I went ahead and used pocket screws here and pocket screwed into this to draw everything together and draw this down tight. I got a piece of yoga mat right here, and that way the batteries can't go up. These are screwed to the floor, so I'm not going to get any lifting and no sliding. You can see it's solid. They're not going anywhere. And then I'm just going to cover the sides with plywood, and then I'm going to make a lid that'll sit down in, and I'm going to cut a piece of strips of plywood to put on here to raise this up so that I don't interfere with this battery cable. It'll sit down in there, and it'll be removable so I can service the, well, there's no servicing required, but that way I can check torque on the bolts and that sort of thing. If I ever need to get to them, I can take the lid off. So, well, I got it all done. They're all enclosed. Let me show you here. All right, so I made this handy dandy little lid. Just slide it over, and then I'm gonna fasten it down on each corner from the top.
Before I can call this battery install complete, I need to configure our solar charge controller and inverter charger to properly manage the new LifePo 4 batteries. There are many different makes and models of solar charge controllers, inverter chargers, and other battery chargers out in the market, and the actual steps of programming each of these chargers is very specific. That said, I'm not going to be drilling into the specific steps of configuring the chargers I have, at least not in this video. Today, I'm going to go through the specific settings recommended by Relion for their lineup of LifePo 4 batteries, while showing you where you can find this information on the Relion website. There's a direct link in the video description for Relion's website and a code for 5% off your order. And remember, if you order online, you also get free shipping. For solar charging, I'm using Bogart Engineering's SC2030 30 amp PMW solar charge controller, and I have that paired with the Bogart Engineering Trimetric TM2030 battery monitor. Bogart Engineering has done a great job designing these components to work together and to efficiently charge lead-acid batteries, but they're also easily configured to accommodate the LifePo 4 technology. If your only battery monitor is a gauge type like this one, then you'll need to upgrade your battery monitor. These traditional battery gauges only monitor changes in battery voltage, and since the lithium batteries provide near constant voltage throughout the charge and discharge cycle, the old style battery gauges simply won't be able to provide you with an accurate battery status. You will need a battery monitor that utilizes a shunt to measure actual current in and out of the battery bank. Our inverter charger is the Xantrex Freedom SW3012 3000 watt pure sine inverter charger. The charger side of the Xantrex unit is also designed specifically for charging lead acid batteries, but I found it relatively simple to configure for the LifePo 4s. I touched on our battery charging components just to point out that these lead acid specific chargers can be configured to work with the Relion LifePo 4 batteries. However, your lead acid charger may or may not be configurable for the lithium technology, so please check with the manufacturer of your chargers to be sure. If in doubt, you can easily upgrade your charger to a model designed to charge lithium batteries. Now, let's head over to the Relion website and I'll show you where you can find the charging parameters for the LifePo 4 batteries. We're going to start out here on jonesandtotravel.com. And if we scroll down on the right, you'll see a graphic for Relion. This is one of the ways that you can get the direct link for Relion batteries. Now that we're on the Relion website, I want to take a look at this technology tab. There's a lot of good information here. If you're considering lithium, you're not really sure if it's something you want to upgrade to, or if you have questions. One good thing to take a look at is this total cost of ownership link. And this will give you a lot of details and comparison numbers. If you're into numbers, this really shows you the value of the lithium battery, and like I said, in comparison to the other lead acid types. But I encourage you to come here and check out this page if you're at all on the fence or considering getting lithium batteries for your rig. Next, I want to take you over here to the products tab, and if you drill down here to lithium, this will take you to a list of all of the lithium batteries for any application that Relion offers. And you'll notice here that if you buy these online, you also get free shipping, which is pretty cool. But if we scroll down, I'm going to go to the RB100. This is a direct drop-in to what you most likely have in a deep cycle lead acid battery right now in your coach. So more of a car battery size, and it's 100 amp hours. And if we come over here and we click download, we're going to get a really nice document here that shows all the mechanical, electrical, charge and discharge and temperature specifications for this battery, along with the dimensions. And then if we scroll to page 2, we'll see that these are kind of the statistics on the charging and discharging based on temperature and amount of use. This gives you almost all the information you need to program your lead acid charger. The lead acid battery chargers, or the lead acid batteries more specifically, require a 2, 3, or maybe even a 4-stage charging profile. This doesn't quite give you enough information for that. If we jump back over to the RelyOn website here, and I want to take you to this resources tab, and let's look at documentation. And this is going to give us a few options, but the one thing I want to look at specifically are the LiFePO4 charging instructions. This is the document that you're going to need to properly set up your lead acid battery charger to work with the LiFePO4 batteries. If we go all the way to the bottom of this document, I want to show you the parameters I had to use to set up my lead acid battery charger. The lead acid batteries require a 3 or 4 stage charging profile, and RelyOn provides you with the parameters needed for those different stages of the charging profile so you can set up your lead acid charger to work with the lithium batteries. So head on over to RelyOn's website, check it out. There's a ton of good information in here, and if you're unable to find answers to any questions you might have, leave a comment below and I'll see what I can find out for you. I think once you start digging around on this website, you'll be able to find answers to all your questions.
Another project in the books. Hope you enjoyed this battery install. Stay tuned for video number 3. We're going to head out here in a couple weeks to the desert, and we're going to boondock for a couple months, and we're going to put these batteries through their paces. So stay tuned for that. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope this was helpful. Safe travels. Bye. Let's open these bad boys up. Okay, I'll do that again.
Thanks for checking out our latest video. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. And while you're at it, click on the little bell to get notifications every time we upload a new video. Thanks again.